So especially about career fairs, right now, you being someone who is in corporate, because sometimes I see that with career fairs, we just don't know what to ask. Like, well, we just ask this and that and stuff like that. And what is it that maybe students can ask when they go to this career fairs, like relating to whatever that they want to do, or maybe that company? What is the most important things for them to know if they want to follow into that?
I think the most important thing to know is about company. So if you see a stand for ABC company, you go there and you ask them, if I'm studying information systems for, yeah, I'm studying information systems. If I want to work for this company, what exactly do you do? What will my day look like? And just understand, because yes, I studied information systems. I'm a business analyst, but that can look totally different for somebody who works maybe at an audit firm or who works for an insurance company. So
Yeah.
it's just to understand what exactly they are doing in that specific company, and does it sound like it's something you are interested in? And then from there you can then do your own research to, further understand, to say, oh, okay, I saw this company, this person said this is what they do. Because usually in career fairs, you just go to the stand that gives you the most sweets, the most freebies,
Yeah.
and at the end, you just left there with not a lot of information. Because for me, that's where I actually got my graduate program. I went to a career fair. They explained properly, this is what you do. They explained how to apply. They said, okay, apply here, and in details. And we followed that, and I got the graduate program there.
So we need to, focus on that instead of just getting the freebies.
Yes, don't focus on the free, please. Focus on how to apply. When you leave there, you must know, if I want to work for this company, Konje, where did they say I must apply? Is it a website, or where do I go? And then understand at least the basics. They said, if I work for this company, they said I'll be doing this. Does it sound like something I'm interested in? Have a bit of information.
And with graduate programs, because you started we started with a graduate, you started with a graduate program and stuff like that. How is it like for somebody who maybe is going to venture into that? Because I know that there are some rotations, and all of those type of arrangements and stuff. How was your experience in it, and maybe the advice that you can give somebody who's going to embark on the journey?
So my graduate program was a permanent position. So maybe how you started, you do those, you apply, they take your application, it gets selected, then you do those psychometric tests just to see how you think and all of that. And then from there, the different departments in that bank interview you. So I went for a lot of interviews because there's different departments and they're all looking for graduates. Then once you are selected there, you are placed permanently there. So I was in the debt review center. That's where I got placed, and that's where I worked. And you are working. So there's no that you're a graduate. Some departments, they can say, oh, she's a graduate, let's train her. Some just say, here's the work, run. You have the qualification, do the job. So that was that. We got the job and we did what we were supposed to do. And then you just have like breakaway. Maybe they say this week, for a week in every month, you go back to your graduate team, you meet with all the graduates, and they teach you soft skills, teach you how to dress, teach you how to communicate, write emails, how to handle different situations. Once that week is over, you go back to your real job doing what you were hired to do.
They teach you how to dress.
Yeah, they teach you like formal, maybe they'll have like a 30 minutes session to say these are the formal. That was when we were still working in the office, but now we are all working from home. They will tell you this is formal, this is not what's allowed. Maybe on Fridays, that's when you can wear casual. They teach you how to write emails. When you structure an email, your header must have this and all of that formal corporate stuff.
Wow, that is very cool. Some of us, we have a very weak fashion sense that could have actually helped.
They know that we are all graduates. We're all walking around with techies on campus, shorts and t-shirts. So just to help you and to say, this is what semi-formal means. This is what formal is, Yeah, they know that they are dealing with people who are just like coming from university campus life. You need to learn these things.
I remember I once attended a certain workshop, but it was on presentation, like how to present and stuff like that. And the lady touched a little bit on that part of clothing. And she even mentioned colors. Apparently, if you're wearing certain colors, you command certain attention, you command certain, there is certain energy that you, obviously, if someone walks in with a tuxedo, well tailored and stuff, man, there is a statement there other than somebody with some techies and stuff. So it's always quite interesting to see these things,
It's very interesting.
So now, what advice can you give to somebody who's going to be starting in a graduate program? What are the do's and don'ts?
Sure. My graduate year is very interesting. So the do's and don'ts is, once you're in that graduate program, I feel like you shouldn't be scared to speak out. At the end of the day, maybe the attitude that I went in with was that they are doing me a favor. There's so many people who are unemployed and they've selected me. But it's not really a favor. You are there to work. So if you have issues, you need to speak out. If you see something wrong, you need to speak out. Of course, there's a way and manner to do it, but I think you need to learn how to speak out and know that you are there to do the job. So don't think, I'm just a small graduate, I won't make an impact. If they give you a job, run with it. If they give you a project, show them your potential, and also have a plan to say, yes, I'm a graduate, but I see myself here in 2 years time. If you can find somebody who can help you, then you communicate with that person that I like what you're doing, how did you get there, please help me. And people in corporate most of the time are very helpful, and they'll understand that, it's a graduate and so ambitious, let me take them under my wing and run with them.
Yeah. Did you have a mentor?
I had a mentor. So in the graduate program, they did assign somebody to be your mentor. And yeah, she was my mentor. She helped me when I had issues. I'd talk to her to say, I'm having this issue, please help me out. And even now we still talk, not as close, but she still gives me career advice that, oh, do this, do that. So it does help. But in the graduate program, for us, they gave us mentors.
And that is advisable, right? In corporate, just to have a mentor.
Yes, I think it's advisable. I've never had a mentor outside the graduate program. So maybe it's also something I should try. I should find someone and ask them to be my mentor.
Yeah, no, I think it does help, but it needs to be set up maybe in the correct terms, because sometimes you find people who mentor you and now you sort of get swallowed in their way of doing things and their way of thinking, and you no longer have your own sort of way of approaching things, because they come with experience, but I think is something that is very recommended and stuff. The advice that you can give to students, I mean, some they're going to be looking at this and they are very inspired, and some they're going to look at this and they want to follow in your steps, I mean, in your career. What advice can you give to students in general?
My advice is to never limit the amount of information you take in. So in your spare time, you can do research on your career, you can do research on what you're studying, the different avenues that are available for you, so that you can just be well informed and have direction. Because I think for a lot of people, once you graduate, you're not really sure that, okay, what happens next? I've got this degree and it's supposedly the key to open all the doors to success, but you just struggle, you don't know what exactly. So but if you have a lot of information out there, if you've done research, if you've spoken to other people doing the same course as you, like I said, I had friends who were doing the same course and would share information to say, this company is hiring, let's do this, maybe on the weekend let's try that. So get exposed to a lot of things, and also don't limit yourself. Don't say, because I'm studying this, I can't sit with somebody who's studying law, or because I'm studying engineering, I can't sit with somebody who's doing a BA. once you work, you'll be surprised. In the office, you'll bump into somebody who did a BA in English and they are working in IT, and you're just like, how? So you must never limit yourself. Get
True.
information and interact with a lot of people.
True. Wow, that was like a thesis, dissertation. Yeah, really. No, we like this type of thing. Sometimes we take them for granted, but I mean, someone just knowing this is how I move, and this is how such advices. I think they are very key.